play with M and you coach with Phil and work with Kobe. What's the difference between those two, in your opinion?
Right hand.
Why?
Well, Kobe would be going to the line to shoot 2. MJ was going to shoot and 1.
Mm-hmm. And I've got to say, in all honesty, it's the biggest piece of dog shit that I have ever heard. Everyone's laughing, by the way, but it's true because everybody's heard it too. Everyone heard it, right? They look at all, everyone's like, yeah, big piece of dog shit.
I'm not letting people revise history. I'm not letting people come on and talk about Kobe like Kobe wasn't one of the best that not only played, but that came in as a 17-year-old against grown men. Not everybody could be Kobe.
Let's start with something that's been bothering a lot of real hoop fans lately, the death of the mid-range game. Back in the day, guys like Kobe, MJ, and T-Mac lived in that 15 to 20 foot zone. It wasn't just shots, it was an art form, footwork, fadeaways, one dribble pull-ups. Poetry in motion now, analytics run the show. Everything's either a 3 or a layup. And here's the wild part. If Kobe played today with the exact same game, Twitter would probably roast him as inefficient or taking bad shots. But here's the thing. When you disrespect the mid-range, you're also disrespecting an entire generation that mastered it. It's not just about percentages. It's about timing, rhythm, and confidence. DeMar DeRozan, his proof the mid-range isn't dead. He doesn't buy the inefficient narrative, because when it matters most, fourth quarter, shot clock dying, playoff lights on, the mid-range isn't just alive, it wins games.
Any championship team that you've watched win a championship, they win the game in the mid-range.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
I don't give a fuck who it is. I don't give a how many threes you shoot.
Many younger fans never experienced that era of basketball. To them, the game feels like it began with Steph Curry's deep three-pointers. But the true students of the sport know the mid-range wasn't just another shot, it was a deadly weapon. No one mastered it like Kobe Bryant. And today, if there's one player still keeping that tradition alive, it's DeMar DeRozan. He's not simply taking those shots, he's guarding a legacy, preserving the art form Kobe perfected and passed on.
I had the luxury at 16, 17 years old to work with Kobe.
Yep.
You know, so I had that cheat code to really just sit there and lock in and listen to him and really break down details and small movements and learn how to play in the phone booth and be able to get your shot off. You know what I mean? So I learned that early on.
Shaquille O'Neal recently stirred controversy by downplaying Kobe Bryant's greatness. He suggested Kobe only excelled because defenses were locked in on him, even adding that he could have won more championships if he had teamed up with Tracy McGrady or Steph Curry instead. That wasn't just confidence, it was a shot at Kobe's legacy. And while many stayed quiet, Kyrie Irving refused to. He saw the growing disrespect coming from the media, the rankings, and even fellow legends, and he fired back with passion.
I'm not letting people revise history. I'm not letting people come on and talk about Kobe like Kobe wasn't one of the best that not only played, but that came in as a 17-year-old against grown men. And by the time this man was 22 years old, he had a few championships and he was busting the best of the best ass. If y'all don't knock that shit off, I'm talking to y'all at home, the fucking media talking heads, the ones that casually throw names around like, bro, if you don't knock it off, you weren't like that. It's okay. Not everybody could be Kobe. Not everybody could wear those size, you know what I mean, size shoes that he had. Yeah, I'm not going down into detail about this because what's said on the internet and the digital space is said. It's the internet. But when it comes to real respect and real recognizing real, this man, Kobe Bean Bryant, is immortalized not just because of his basketball. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Like, this man, he is way bigger because of the character, because of what we witnessed him go through. We didn't care if we didn't care about certain failures. The real Kobe fans didn't care about the failures. They didn't care about the naysayers. The real Kobe fans, the real Mamba fans that I'm talking to didn't care about who he was competing with. We know who fucked with Kobe and who didn't. I know who fucked with Kobe and who didn't. I'm not gonna say I knew Kobe the best at all. I won't say that. You know, I'm not gonna disrespect all his relationships. I'm not gonna do that. But what I will say is put respect where it's due, y'all. We know We know who Kobe fucked with.
Kyrie reminded the world of something many seem to forget. Kobe Bryant entered the NBA as a 17-year-old kid, facing off against seasoned professionals, and by the age of 22, he already had multiple championships to his name. Even Dwayne Wade, a Hall of Famer who went head-to-head with Kobe countless times, pushed back against the disrespect. To him, placing Kobe at number 11 on all-time lists wasn't just inaccurate, it was flat-out insulting.
Want to ask us hoopers who played against Kobe, we talking, all of us gonna talk top three. Like, we all gonna talk top three if you played against Mamba. But from someone's opinion that's never played against Kobe, has never played a game of basketball at the level that we played at, having him at 11, okay. Why am I up in arms about something like that? I remember when Kobe was alive. They had rankings when he played in the league and they had him low. I remember one year and Kobe addressed it. Like, who is these idiots? Like, why would I listen to these idiots? And I'm not calling the person who did this an idiot, but what I'm saying is when someone does something like that, Kobe was like, this is idiotic to me.
Kyrie Irving stressed that this debate goes far beyond simple rankings. For him, it's about honoring what Kobe Bryant meant to the game, to the culture, and to millions of fans worldwide. Kyrie wasn't just standing up for Kobe's talent, he was defending his work ethic, his character, and the legacy he built. And there's a personal layer to it as well. To Kobe, Kyrie wasn't just another young player coming up in the league, he was family.
Like, you had MJ, who would be that mentee for you?
Yeah, I have a few of them. Kyrie certainly. I mean, I remember sitting on the couch at home after Cleveland came back from that 3-1 deficit and beat Golden State. And then my phone rings, and it's FaceTime call, and I'm like, I hate FaceTime calls. Like, don't FaceTime call me, unless it's my family, right? But it's Kyrie. Like, all right, let me pick it up. I pick it up, and Kyrie's in the locker room celebrating on FaceTime. I'm like, dude, it worked. Your advice worked. You know what I mean? Like, he's completely freaking out. He's like, hey, Gigi. And Gigi's like, hey, congratulations. He's like, oh my God. And like champagne spilling all over the place. So I was really, really proud of him. But so I'd say Kyrie's probably the one I'm closest.
Kyrie Irving didn't hold back. He said, we never cared about Kobe's failures. Real fans stood by him. We knew who Kobe truly was. And we can tell who faked their love after he passed. His message was loud and direct: show respect to Kobe Bryant. Stop the comparisons, stop the disrespect, and start telling the truth. Kobe was different. And when it comes to debates, the first thing people point to is always rings. But championships alone don't tell the whole story. If they did, Robert Horry, with 7 rings, would be in every GOAT conversation. His not. Why? Because greatness isn't just about collecting trophies. It's about how you won, who you carried, and the moments you delivered. Kobe Bryant won 5 championships, but he didn't sit back and ride along. He put his body on the line, played through pain, and took over when the game was on the line. His legacy wasn't built on just big shots or killer instinct, it was also about sacrifice. Kobe gave up personal glory for the success of his team.
Phil calls me up to his office and says, Kobe, okay, I need you to dial it back. I'm like, why? Like, we're winning. I don't understand. It's because our goal is to win a championship. And we can get through the Western Conference with you playing this way. But in the East, we can dominate them inside with Shaq in the post. But if you continue to do this, we'll lose Shaq. We'll lose him.
His motivation, his excitement.
What triggers him, right? So I need you to pull back so we can pull Shaq forward for June. Wow. And I just looked at him like, this is one smart dude.
Wow, that's really smart.
Yeah, that's one smart dude, man.
What people often forget is the pressure Kobe faced once Shaquille O'Neal left. The spotlight was on him, and the expectations were enormous, yet he still delivered. So before reducing a player's greatness to a simple ring count, remember this: context matters, leadership matters, and legacy goes far deeper than numbers. That's the difference between how fans rank players and how actual hoopers do. As Gilbert Arenas once put it, Kobe wasn't handed everything, he built everything.
They challenge that. What makes Kobe special in players' mind, in a player's mind himself? We don't go by your stats. We don't go by the accolades. We go by how the person played, what was his attributes, right? So when you think about the greatest players of all time, 90, 80% of them have God gift, natural talent, ability, body. Jordan, 48-inch vertical. You got the big hand. You got LeBron, Shaquille O'Neal, then Magic 6'9" point guard with vision. Kobe, standard. If I give you every 6'6" guard in the NBA and NBA history, you would never find him. You would never find Kobe because he didn't have big hands. He wasn't quick. He wasn't fast. 38-inch vertical, that's standard. And what he did with that body, it's like you took a S500 and he was pushing it like a Bugatti. That's what we look at. We look at the normal person fighting God.
For players, that's the rarest kind of greatness, the ability to build your own legacy. But in the NBA, there's a pattern no one likes to admit. Veterans often tear down the next generation. Too many older legends treat rising stars as threats instead of successes. Instead of offering guidance, they throw shade. Instead of mentoring, they mock. Shaquille O'Neal didn't just target rivals, he made a habit of calling out younger players. Dwight Howard, for example, became one of his favorite punching bags, with Shaq repeatedly labeling him soft across interviews and podcasts. Kobe Bryant, on the other hand, took a different approach. He embraced the future. He trained with Jason Tatum, gave advice to Giannis, and pushed Devin Booker to reach new heights. He lifted the next wave instead of tearing it down. So maybe it's time to stop with the endless comparisons. Respect each player's journey, because the truest form of greatness isn't in copying someone else, it's in writing your own story.